So going into the first match against Guyu Negative, I don't know how to pronounce that, but he's playing Lavaloon with Skeleton Dragons and Barbarians. So this is a really, really bad matchup. And so right here at the beginning, I believe I go Bandit in the back. I go Bandit in the back. That's always a good starting play with Pekka. Um, my cycle isn't the greatest, and so I am gonna just zap the Mega Minion. He goes in with a really inadvisable loon. I don't like that loon from him. So you can go Tombstone to counter the Bandit, and with the Mega Minion's help, it's going to be a fine answer to the Bandit. And he's going to keep his Tombstone alive for extra defense. I'm going to go Battle Ram upset lane because I know he doesn't have as much Elixir. He's going to go Skeleton Dragons and Zap and give me a lot of poison value. So I'm going to take that while I can. And I'm a little bit up on Elixir. So those Skeleton Dragons die. And I know at this point that he's running classic Lavaloon because the Tombstone is a dead giveaway. It's not used very much except for this deck. So I just go Ghost at the bridge because I know he's gonna have to use his barbs to defend, and so he does. And then I can play my Magic Archer, and I play it in the left lane because it has a little more HP if he wants to go with Fireball. So that's a good Fireball for him because it's really hard for me to kill barbs otherwise, except because I just use my Ghost and um they had been the response to that. So I go Battle Ram, and he plays the Skeleton Dragons at 0. He's not going to be able to zap. I zap just with my Ram connects and to do a little cycling. It's a slight overcommit, but it works out nonetheless. And then I go Ghost because I know, look at his hand. He doesn't have any good responses, and I knew he didn't have his barb, so he has to go Mega Minion. It's going to be 3 Ghost hits, I believe. Yeah, 3 Ghost hits. And then I do eat this Mega Minion because if I played a Magic Archer, I'd only have 1 air defense for a Lavaloon push, which is not something that you want to see. So I just eat that Mega Minion push. I know I'm up a bit of Elixir here, so I go Pekka in the back. And I don't really care if he goes Lava same lane. It's not the end of the world because he doesn't have either of his air counters to protect, for the Lava to protect. So I know he's just going to have to barb. So I go Bandit. We're going to set up some split lane pressure. He goes with his balloon behind the lava, which is a good play. It's basically going to take my tower. I go Magic Archer early. I poison his Tombstone, and he plays his barbs. So I zap just so that everything dies sooner. I go Battle Ram at the bridge because I know he's not going to have a good response. He does end up zapping, but that's not really going to do enough. The Battle Ram will end up charging, and now I know that he's not really going to have any responses because he tried to Skeleton Dragons it. So he misses the Tombstone. I play another Magic Archer, and he's saving up for a big push. So right here, he makes this big mistake. My Magic Archer is going to help clean up all of those troops and stay alive. And here he is gonna go in with Loon and Barbs at the bridge towards my king, which is pretty healthy. So that was not the advisable play for him. I do have to Ewiz, unfortunately, but he wastes his zap, and now he's almost at no elixir. So I can spam. I'm gonna zap the skeletons. The bandit's gonna dash, and he doesn't have any responses, and that's gonna be good game. So that was how I beat Lavaloon. Obviously, what he did wasn't the best. Like he needs to be ballooning behind his Lava Hound to make sure that he's taking a tower pretty much every time he makes a push. But still a good game nonetheless because it teaches you guys like how to pressure. Make sure you're counting your cycle so that you know you're not putting like a battle ram into barbs. Oh, didn't mean to close that out. But yeah, I'm also just reached 7,000 trophies, top 400. So if you guys want to see a video with the replays here against like Zodiac and Moose, and there's a few more lower, make sure to leave a comment saying that. And here, YouTube, I'll check all the comments here. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, they're all linked in the description. Make sure that if you guys want to see that video, um, you comment it because I know replays aren't the best. They're not the most entertaining kind of gameplay. You guys like the live gameplay a lot. But if you do want to see those replays, I beat a mirror matchup. I beat this matchup. I beat Moose, who has a hard counter here, and Zodiac, who's also having a bad matchup for me. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to comment it, and I'll try and get that out tomorrow if you guys really want to see it. So on to the next game. I don't think I'm going to share this one because it's a really easy matchup. I almost took both towers. He was pretty good, but he didn't play the best. Not a bad player. And then we have FRS Mono, who's also not terrible. He's got double 20 wins. Um, he's running 2.6, which is a really bad matchup. So going into this game, this isn't the best hand you want for 2.6 because you don't have your Pekka or a Bandit Ghost along with that Ewiz to defend a Hog, but luckily he's not going to punish me. So when I see an Ice Spirit that's a 3 elixir battle ram just to tank it, So he goes Musk and Skeletons. I zap, and I am going to get a connection, which is really nice. It's going to be about 800 damage off there, just right off the bat. And he can't really punish me for that, which is really good. So what happened here was that this guy didn't really play many hogs in single, which allowed me to survive until double, which is where I have a better chance. So a misplaced ghost there is gonna cost me a little counter push there. He's gonna go cannon, and then I magic archer, but he's gonna fireball it, so it doesn't kill it. At this point, I know I'm up just a bit of elixir, so I go bandit. I'm not gonna Pekka because I really need that for defense. And I'm fine wasting the bandit. And Ewas plus a bandit fully counters a hog, so I'm fine wasting the bandit. As long as I can, like get back to it. So, or as long as I have a Pekka, excuse me. So right there, I go battle ram in the back because I know he's not going to have efficient responses. He's going to go Musk and Ice Spirit, and I thought he was going to Skeletons to kite the bandit into the Musk so that she could kill it, but he went Ice Golem, which was smart. So I basically wasted his zap, but it's not a big deal in this situation since he can't really punish. So I decided to go Magic Archer towards my stronger tower so that if he fireballs it, he's not getting compounded damage on the same lane. And now I'm up a few elixir, I know. So I go Bandit, just not going to do anything aggressive. They're probably going to be able to defend it in single if you try and go like Pekka on anything other than a Hog Rider. So he does go with a Hog Rider. I go Pekka, he goes Ice Spirit with it. That's going to get him a hit. My Pekka's right there. He's going to go Skeletons, and he's going to go Musk. So I held off on the Zap because I knew he was going to go Musk. Here I knew he had Ice Golem and Cannon, so I tried to go Battle Ram to prevent the Kite. I go Ghost because I know he's not going to have the most efficient responses, and that Ghost is going to lock onto his tower. He's going to log my other lane, and he has to go like that. I have my Zap ready. He used his Ice Spirit, which retargeted it slightly, but we get a ton of damage, and I knew that was going to happen because he didn't have Skeletons in hand, and he was going to have to defend my other lane too without Ice Golem kiting. Because my Ghost would come and kill it too quickly, and the Pekka would survive. So he goes Ice Golem. I know his Hog's out of cycle. I know I'm up a bit of elixir after the Ice Golem, so I go Pekka in the back. And then looks like what I want to do here is set up some split lane so that he's not able to like attack my other lane. So he's gonna cycle really aggressively back to another Musk. I just take this poison value. He's gonna go Hog Rider, and this worried me because now I had to stack a lot of troops in this lane, give him a bunch of fireball value. Luckily, he's gonna waste it and just basically fireball a bandit. So at this point, I know the push isn't really gonna go too far. So okay, actually, I guess I thought it would. So I go Battle Ram and then a Magic Archer to basically deny the swarm. So I calm down and let that push go. Bad Bandit by me. The Musk is going to lock on. I should have done it a little higher. I zap, but the Ghost one-shotted all of his skeletons. So I'm going to keep going in. He is going to play a cannon, and my Bandit is going to kill it. So I go Magic Archer just, again, for the lane denial. I know he's not going to be able to counter all of it. So now I know he's in a tough spot. He goes Fireball. He misses his Skeleton's pull. My Ghost is on the tower. My Bandit is on the other lane. He's going to go Ice Golem on the Ghost, excuse me, and that's going to be it. Is able to out pressure him there. He says, oops. But we're going to get the win. I think that was my 17th win right there. I don't know, but he's a pretty good player. He's got the double 20s, 100 classics. That's a lot of grinding, but he's still a good player. So next match is against O'Brien. I'm not going to show this one, I don't think, because it's a lot easier than the Barbs variant. You just have to make sure that your Ghost is killing all of his Goblin Gang right there. And you have to just make sure that you're not giving him too much lightning value. You're tower trading because you're not going to be able to defend a Lavaloon push. Oops, messed up my hair. But you're not going to be able to defend a Lavaloon push. And you just need to make sure that you're getting opposite lane tower so that you're not playing under a lava into this Inferno Dragon. And make sure you try and lock Ewiz onto the Inferno Dragon as much as you can, because that would be the Pekka's a really big problem for him if he can't Inferno Dragon it. But going into the next match, L. Bryan, I don't think it's the Expo L. Bryan, but he's playing Barb Hut Graveyard, and this is for 19 wins, so he's definitely a good player. So with this kind of hand, I go Battle Ram at the bridge, I'm pretty sure, because that's a good starting play. As long as you have a zap, you can starting hand them sometime. So there we go. I wait a few seconds, and then we go Battle Ram at the bridge. And then he's going to go Barbarial and Delivery, so I know he doesn't have any ground responses except his Knight, and I know I'm up Elixir, so I go Pekka in the back. This is going to be a really good play because I can poison his Musk, Magic Archer his Baby Dragon, and then even like just Pekka will kill the Knight, so that's optimal. I go Ghost opposite lane. He has no ground answers that are good counters to the Ghost in hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Ewiz so that the Pekka two-shots his knight, and Pekka doesn't even cross, but this is looking really good. I go with the bandit to overwhelm the bar barrel. He's going to go delivery, and the Pekka's going to get 2 smacks on his tower, and he's not going to have much elixir to counter push. He was also going to get 2 hits. So at this point, things are looking pretty good. It's a lot of damage on his tower, and I only have taken a single delivery shot. So I go with the magic archer, and then I go, he poisons. So I know he doesn't have any elixir. He can't barb hut. And so that was an overcommit. And so I go batter ram immediately and I zap just to make sure it connects. I want this tower down so that I don't have to worry about it later. And it does connect and the barb does take the tower. And so things are looking just really, really good here. And that's kind of what you got to do. I knew he wouldn't have good answers. I knew I was up elixir. I knew I could peck at the back. And it worked out. I got 2 Pekka hits and then was able to take advantage of his cycle even more and the poison overcommit and take his tower. So that ghost, unfortunately, was an overcommit on my end too. I had to overdefend. I should have just probably let that knight go and taken the damage, so I wasn't down this much elixir. But you always want to peck it towards a barb hut, so I wait for 10, and I peck it towards the barb hut. It's going to be a good lane shut off. Not really going to be able to attack. So he's going to go with the musk. I considered poisoning, and I probably would have, except I had misclicked. I remember that, and I couldn't hit everything. But he's lining up a lot of troops for my magic archer, so I just play it. I know he's going to poison it, and there's not really much I can do about it. It's my strong side tower. So I just zap to cycle, I believe, here. Make sure that Musk dies. I ghost in the opposite lane for that pressure, like to make sure that he can't go in too aggressively. Misplaced poison on my end. I should have played a little bit higher so that it would like kill his units. I have to sack an Ewiz, but it's not the end of the world. I'm down a lot of elixir here, but he's only got 30 seconds, and he's probably not going to be able to break through. So I go Magic Archer. I know he doesn't have a poison because he just used it. I block the bridge. Not the best situation, but again, Magic Archer's just going to line up and take everything out. I zap to cycle. He's going to go Graveyard. There's not enough time. I poison just to be safe. There's not really enough time for him to get anything done as long as I don't like lag out and his Graveyard takes my entire tower. But that's going to be it. Just stalling for the time, and we're going to get the win against a really difficult matchup. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. Hopefully you guys know like you need to be able to like take advantage of their cycle. You need to just make sure that you're not making plays like battle rams into barb huts. It's not a good idea. You just need to make sure that you're playing smart and you can win that matchup. It's not a good one, but you can win it. And so going into the 20 wins against El Junior Junior. Now I'm not even gonna try. I'm El Junior. And so he's running the Mortar Graveyard deck, which is a good matchup for me. Because I have the Magic Archer that he can't really deal with. So I go Bandit, first play, it's always a good idea. He goes Cannon Cart to answer it. I go Ghost in the back. This Ghost is a little bit too far back, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. He's going to go Mortar at the bridge, and I kite it opposite lane with the Battle Ram, because I know he's going to force out another response. He's going to go Bats, I zap, he's going to have to Knight, and he does Knight. He could have Delivery, but I think he just panicked a bit, so that's going to be a connection and Geometry. He does kite it, he does get the musk down, but I Ewiz to protect the Magic Archer. Now my Ghost is on his tower. He's going to deliver the left side. I almost said the Ghost. He's going to deliver the left side, which is good for him, but I know he doesn't have much elixir. And so he's going to have to make an awkward response with the Cannon Cart or the Mortar, and he does go with the Cannon Cart. And what I meant earlier was that my Ghost was too far back, so his Cannon Cart got a lot of damage. That made the game just a little bit closer than it should have been. It wasn't very close at all, but that damage was just a little bit unnecessary. So he's going to go with Bad Bats. Those are not going to hit my Ghost. He goes with a defensive Mortar, and now my Ghost is getting a ton of damage on his tower. It's going to be 3 hits right there at like 200 damage per hit. It's a ton of damage. So we got his tower down to 1,000 HP. So I have an elixir advantage here, and I know it. So I think I Pekka the back at 10. I'm just waiting to hit 10 because you always want to wait so that you're not getting punished as much. You have the most elixir to defend any punish. And so I go Pekka. He's going to go Maskin. As you can see from the delay, I knew as soon as they play a card, that means they hit 10 usually. Like most players really like to wait to hit 10 because that's the good idea. So he goes with a poison, or a musk, excuse me. And I go with a poison just to make sure that that's not giving me any issues later. I go with the bandit. So the Pekka normally 3-shots the knight. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I zap. The Cannon Cart retargets for a second. I wish it had died over there, but it doesn't. But my Pekka will get a hit. So I go Ghost a lot earlier, and then I Battle Ram Kite. Because it's a really good play. He's going to have to keep spending Elixir and not support his Mortar. He does. He has to delivery. So I poison the Mortar. I don't hit the Musk as much, but it's just a quick little Bandit dash away. I go with the Bandit. I zap his Bats. It double dashes, and it's going to bring his tower down to poison range. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. He's not going to be able to break through me in time. I just have to play some amount of defense. So I go battle ram in the back, just waiting for a mortar. And he does end up playing it, and he's just going to go and try and support everything in the bridge and get a connection. He goes arrows on my magic archer. He plays a knight, unfortunately, in line with his mortar, and it's going to get a lot of damage. I zap just to make sure the cannon cart doesn't cross, and with 8 seconds left, I end up e-whizzing the musk in the cannon cart. He's going to kill that off, and then my ghost is there to finish off the graveyard. He didn't have enough time, and that's going to be GG, and that's how I got the 20 wins with Pekka. Overall, the deck was not very good in the 20 wins, but it's very, very winnable. Like you can win. You really like. I can't stress enough how much knowing cycle and knowing elixir is. I can't stress how important that is. Excuse me. And so you have to make sure, have to make sure you're not playing your cards into a defense, like a defensive response from your opponent. And you have to make sure that you're not playing cards when your opponent has too much elixir. And so, yeah, that's how I got 20 wins. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.